Let me say something that is going to be very uncomfortable with certain people. And I just wanted to talk about family issue and family disputes. Please and please, when families are having issues, resist the urge to come online to decide and judge who is right and who is not right. Because one thing we don't know and we don't see all the time is the full picture of what is happening. Let's try to resist the urge. And the reason why I want to make this video is because of the experience that I have. I see what is happening today. I went through it. It has happened in my life. I know it exists. I know the danger of what is happening. And I'm talking about the issue going on between Peter, Paul, and their big brother Jude. This is the P-squares and their big brother. So we see Peter that came online, cried. Everyone was like, oh, we are with Peter. So we have us outside of the family have not sat down and decide to judge something because we heard from one person about certain things. Now, I'm not saying that the person is right or wrong. That is not me that come here to decide. But I just want us to know, what lesson are we learning from what is happening? What is it that we learned that happened today that we feel like we need to do something about with our own family? Or can you be able to train your children a little better so that they stop repeating certain things that we're seeing? This family feud is part of life. It's something that people go. That's why I tell people blood is not always thicker than water. And then maybe we know in the scientific terms that blood is thicker than water, but there are certain things that you look at. If you come from a family that is different from what you're thinking, if you have a family that know that they didn't train the way family is supposed to be trained, you begin to understand the feud that's happening today. You know that every family is not the same. So you cannot decide because you are watching online or because of one chapter in a book that you read and you're going to decide what the whole book is about. You can't decide. So let's just apply some wisdom. And let's just try to kind of hold our judgments when we say certain things. So what I have decided to do is share some lessons that I learned from what is happening. And I can tell you some stories based on the lessons that I learned. These are personal stories. These are personal experiences. My experience that happened to me. So I'm going to share those so that maybe you can look inside of yourself and see. Maybe there's some story that is similar to what I'm seeing today online. Maybe there are certain things that I'm seeing today that these people are displaying that was in my family, but maybe somebody did not pick up on it, or maybe somebody were afraid because some family members are afraid to share certain things that are going through. So I made some notes so that I can be able to stay on track. So I'm going to be looking down on my phone while I'm reading some of the notes that I make so that I don't go off. So when family disagreement come on social media, please, let's just try to have an understanding and then put this back into ourselves. One of the first lessons that I want to share today is that social media shows a moment, not the whole history. You just saw a moment. You saw some years of this family life. You just experience, so you don't know what the whole history is. So whatever you're seeing today might be in an accumulation of something that happened during their childhood. Whatever you're seeing today might be an accumulation of something. Competition. You know how siblings compete against each other, or maybe they have some resentment, maybe they have unmet expectations, maybe they have disagreement that they never forgave each other of. Maybe there's something somebody did to each other during their childhood that they carried into an adult because they never healed from it. These are unhealed wounds. That's why I tell people, I say, hurt people. Whenever you see a grown adult displaying some level of bitterness, resentment, or hate against each other, they have some unhealed wound that needs to be taken care of. So these family members, you don't know what their full story is. You don't even know. Maybe their parents have put this on imaginary competition among them that made them feel like they have to now decide to now compete with each other to the point that they grew up as adults and it became like that. I read so many things that people are sharing. Oh, when they were little, this is what we saw, this is what we experienced. Okay, that's just a part of what you see. Now remember that because that family doesn't mean that they don't have history. They do have some ugly histories. That might be what you see that's coming out today. So let's be very careful about that. So that's one of my lessons that I learned. That whatever we are seeing, just a moment, not the whole story. Because there might be money is an issue, my business is an issue. We don't know. So that's why we have to be very careful when we decide to judge certain things that we don't know. Number 2 lesson that I learned is that a person can be hurt and still not tell the whole story. Yes, someone can be the one that is hurt and still not tell any story. They might decide to just keep silent. They might decide not to say anything just because they don't the type that come and share. So because somebody is always on social media talking about things, their family, what happened to them, what they did, does not really mean that they are telling the truth. Remember, these things need to be followed. That's why it's always good to stay neutral when you come across something like that. Because it's very important, very, very important for us to know that the hurt person does not always tell the story. As someone that genuinely be hurting, someone can genuinely be crying, someone can genuinely be upset about certain things, but they might not decide, they might not tell, they might not say anything. They just decide to just stay quiet. That doesn't mean that they are not hurting. So that's number 2 lesson that I learned. Number 3, don't turn someone else's family problem into your entertainment. Family problem is not your entertainment. That is not time for you to go start sharing some things that you have no business doing. That's not where somebody, oh, did you see what he said? Did you hear what she said? You just have to be very careful about this. Because one thing is that social media is very dangerous when it comes to sharing information. A family fighting, people are picking side. Oh, we are team Peter, we are team Paul, we are team Jude. Why are you being team for? Are you playing games with them? These are their lives. People are genuinely hurt because when a family member hurts you, it hurts you deeper than anything. Why are you there picking side and taking whose team you want to belong in? So let's be very careful in trying to do this stuff so we don't turn it. Because people insult one brother and then they will insult one sister and they will insult each other, and you're over there making videos insulting. Even some people, I saw somebody making a video, the person was crying on the video because Peter was crying. Do you understand that if you're a mother and you see your son on social media discuss something like that, how do you feel about it? The family members that's being talked about, how do you think they're feeling? So let's look at the 2 sides of all this stuff. It's not for us to entertain ourselves. I remember years ago, I have a very crazy family member that like to just buy audience. And when they do this, now you see people that don't like me, you know I don't have any business with you. Seriously, I never did. But because you see an opportunity, you see someone sharing a story that you have not verified, that you don't even know if it's true or not, that is your opportunity to now jump in there and start forming an opinion and start discussing and start commenting. You're commenting, why don't you stay silent? Why don't you stay out of it? Why are you in it? Why are you entertaining yourself from a family member's issue? Families are having an issue. You decide to go there. You're entertaining yourself. You're talking about this is you're talking is exposing the kind of person you are. Because what it is that, let me tell you guys something. Most of us expose ourselves without even saying anything. You show how unintelligent you are. You show how much you lack wisdom. When you go under a family post, you have nothing to do, and you start cursing the other family member, or you start judging, or you start telling somebody you're telling the truth. Oh, you're right. I feel so sorry for you. Oh, you're doing so well. You don't know the full story. So the best thing to do is to stay out of the dispute. You stay out of it. People insult each other. You don't need to defend anybody, because these are real human beings. These are people that have feelings. When even the person that you're talking about, when they hear it, they have feelings, they hurt. They know things that are happening. It's not supposed to be happening. So be very careful about that. Number 4 lesson is blood does not automatically prevent conflict. Blood does not mean that your family member will not hurt you. That you guys are brothers and you guys are sisters does not mean that they're not going to be the people that will do the worst to you. This is the mistake mistake that we make. I see people make this mistake all the time. Oh, they're my brother, they can do anything, I can trust them. I'm telling you that the people that are the inside of you are the ones that might hurt you the most. The people that are closer to you are the ones that might do something to you the most. So what you want to do is very careful how you treat that. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not a one-size-fits-all. There are some family members that know how to handle conflicts. Me, I'm talking from experience. We don't know how to handle conflicts. This is something that was from childhood. You know, always competition, trying to outdo each other. But the only thing is that as you're getting older, you're supposed to know better. You're supposed to do better. So there's always a separation of who is the bigger person when you're getting older. That's why I said it's not the person that is always crying that is hurting the most. Sometimes you choose silence over all this stuff because you know that you have to apply wisdom. You know that you have outgrown what is happening. So you decide within yourself to choose not to say much, to choose to say silence on this. You choose to just stay out of whatever the person is lamenting about or babbling about. You choose to stay quiet because if you don't engage someone in a fight, then you're not fighting with that person. This is when you engage with the person, that's when you begin to be the one that's fighting. So don't make the mistake thinking that because they are blood. I remember something happened to me recently. It happened before my wedding. Somebody called me. Somebody said, "Are you sure that's your sister? Are you sure the same mother gave it?" Yes. Even me sometimes, if the person doesn't look like me, I'll be doubting that we came from the same womb. But there are certain things that you see. Even you, even me, as much as you're surprised. I mean, I'm surprised with certain behavior. But you know why I don't get so surprised about certain things? That's why I said, because they are family doesn't mean they don't hurt each other. Because you saw this pattern while the person was young. You saw certain pattern. There's some feud that will happen in a family. You know that this feud is bigger than you can handle. You know that this person has something inside of them that is bothering them. When we are growing up, they used to call it Obanje. So I have this sister, they think Obanje is always bothering her. It's like everything. The person can go from 0 to 1,000. The person can flip. This person can decide to take hot water, pour on herself and start crying that you pour hot water on her. Imagine if that happened and you are around. People are going to say, "Oh my God, this is what you did to your sister. Your sister did that." But what it is that you already know that there's a demon. There's something that is growing within this person in the family. So what can that person do again that will make you feel that you're supposed to be reacting to it? But the outsiders, the people that are judging, the people that are witnessing, people that are seeing it now, did not know that that was existing from childhood. This is something that was happening. You know, like as I know that this family member wants to eliminate me and be me. I know that this person never want my existence. It's to the point that people will say, "Be careful not to eat what this person gave you." Because that thing gets inside of them. They lose sight of everything. So, as a family growing up, it's blood. But it did not prevent our conflict. It did not prevent certain selfishness. It did not prevent seeing certain wickedness. It did not prevent seeing certain betrayal. So there's nothing I can see in my adulthood that is new. But you did not know that. You never knew that this was happening. You don't know because you didn't grow up in that household. So because there's blood, because you guys look alike, because they are twins, doesn't mean they cannot have conflicts. So you have to be very careful getting yourself into something that you don't know. It could be deeper than you are seeing. So that's my lesson number 4. I hope you're getting it because you want to make sure that everybody understands what is happening. And remember, when this is happening, let me give you certain things that I wrote down that I feel like the family relationship needs sometimes in order to be able to add more than blood. Now, remember, it doesn't have to be the same person. It could be somebody that you look at family. Because me, I do have certain people that I take as family that's not blood. Someone like me, I have people that have done more than a blood can do, that protected me more than a blood can protect, because that's who I am. That's my own. That's my own story. That's That's my own area. But you could have something that is different. You understand? So we all have certain things we share. So family need is there. What they need communication. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to, which to me, my own family growing up, we never had that. You know how somebody did something to you, you're just angry, and you don't talk to the person for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and the person still trying to find out, what did I do to them? It's something that grew up from, because there's no communication. You are not encouraged to talk about issues. You're not encouraged to talk to each other about what's happening. Whatever is hurting you, are not encouraged to talk about it. So nobody is communicating, nobody is sharing anything. Everybody is covering. That's why I tell people today, see this one, they say, oh, they talk about family members outside. Talk about it. You don't want to hide anything. If family member that is doing, broadcast them, put them out there. You don't want to feel like, oh, I'm not communicating with you. Tell the person what they did. You're man enough to get up and say, this is what you're doing. And this is something that I don't like. Because you know that doesn't mean that the person is going to stop it. You have to at least communicate. Number 2 is that boundaries. We don't set boundaries with family. We feel like family is family. They can do anything they want. Everyone can just impose in your private zone. You know, you have boundaries. You have several layers of boundaries. Family members don't have boundaries. We don't set it. Because we feel like because we are family, we should just leave everything open. You should have boundaries. Number 3 is have accountability. You have to. How many of us in America or abroad that have sent money to family members and they can't account for it? And we continuously doing it. It's like, oh, they're family. You keep something here, someone will take it. Because they're family. Nobody has the boundaries. They're imposing on your boundary. They come into your private space. They're taking things you keep because they cannot account for it. So nobody is accounting for everything. You can decide to keep something here, someone will just take it. I have a sister that sold 6 plots of my land in Abuja. Till today, no accountability for that. But they felt like, it was the statement that I heard, is the land is going to be there, somebody's hungry. So you're hungry. You sold my land. It's not your own. It's not your own. But because we are family, we don't have boundaries. Everybody feel like I do what they want to do. That's why it's hard to do certain things for family members. You have to forgive. Have forgiveness in your heart. See, me, I trust things, but it's just I will never give you the opportunity again. You trust certain things, but you have to protect yourself as you forgive. And that one, you have to apply wisdom. Family to be blood that is thicker than water that you guys are talking about, you have to apply these things I just listed. If you don't apply it, forget it. The 5th lesson that I learned, don't let one person's public cry make you hate the other person. This happens a lot. Everybody is that, Judy, if we get you, we do this to you. Judy, if we get you, from one person's public cry. You think Peter will let you hurt his brother? Is he not the one that will go and bury that person if you decide to do something to him? What are you guys doing? Why are we involving ourselves in these things? Tell me why. Why are we involving ourselves? People, families are crying, are fighting. We're going to put ourselves in it. That's one of my biggest things. When someone comes out crying, don't immediately say, oh, you're wrong. This person is wicked. This person did this. How can you do this? I have an issue with my family member when, you know, this person tried to do something for me. So they decide this is become my mother. So she tried to take my mother and they do what they want to do, right? And someone asked me, how can you abandon your mother? Really? No, I did not. It's something that you guys have to understand because of this competition. Because of let me grab you, let me put you there. So those things are happening. So you can't sit down there and be judging one person based on something that you don't know anything about. Don't let it make you hate somebody. You have to say no. You have to listen. You have to pause. You have to think about it. You have to even pray about it. Yes, I say pray. If you think you have to involve yourself, pray about it. But stay out of family feud. That is just the bottom line. That's not time for you to start buying a team. You know, you're recruiting people. Oh, did you know? Now you're retelling story that you don't know anything about. You're retelling the story, and you're now trying to convince the other person. Trying to convince somebody to buy into your story. It's not time for that. It's something that you as a person have to think about. So that's my 5th lesson. Don't let one person's public outcry make you hate somebody else. The 6th one, number 6, is that business and family need a clear boundary. You know, I told you guys boundaries, right? You need a clear boundary. Me, I will say don't get in business with family members. That's me. But if you have a family that is different from childhood, you have experienced certain good things about it, okay, maybe you can try. But me, don't mix business with family. It doesn't go. No family member is going to come to you and say, oh, I'm here. You hire somebody else. Hire them. Hire outsiders. That's what I tell people. Don't hire someone or that you cannot fire. Don't get into a business with someone that you cannot say, you know what, you're fired, get out. This is one of the things I see all the time. You find out that family members can do something, you just hire them. You're in business with them. You're dealing with them. Don't mix it up. It doesn't work. It's a disaster. If you're in one right now, if it's working for you, that's good, but make sure you have a contract. If you're going to do it, have a clear contract. Legally, financial responsibility, everything is spelled out. So when one person is not meeting the obligation, have the right to say something. Even say what's going to happen if that person does not meet the obligation. If you're going to do that. Me, I'll just say don't do it. If you're going to do it, keep proper record. He's my brother, he's my sister. Does not work. It will end up hurting you. That's just the bottom line. Make sure you keep proper record. Number 7 is that some family matters should never have to be fought out on social media. Some family matters, you know, let's say you have an issue with your family member. Oh, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Have you called them? If they call you, are you responding? So you have this ego. You have this tug of war going on. Or who is the bigger person? Who is the this? Who are this? You know, there's a time that if you need something from a family member, you're going to have to, that's communication I'm talking about. Pick up the phone and call them. Going on social media to cry, you're only getting sympathy. You're getting people hailing at you. You did so well. Oh my God, this was happening. It does not solve your problem. It will never solve your problem. These people that are judging your family, the worst about it is that social media does not forget. Well, tomorrow now, the same mouth that you used to talk all this thing, you take the same mouth to talk something different. Because you have people that say certain things, they'll go in private and make up. You end up being the same fool. Just like you're getting involved with husband and wife's fight. You know that you're not going to win. Because when they settle, they'll use that settle. So when you see things happen on social media, just leave it alone. If your family members, don't bring anything on social media because you never forget. It's going to remind you, no matter what you do, even your children will see it. And so hopefully you will not see how foolish you look. Because some things are simple doing on social media, I know they look very foolish doing it. You could know that there's some psychological issue going on. Because mental health is very, very... It's like somebody having a nervous breakdown. Just like Peter is doing, crying online. Do you think in the next 5-10 years that he's going to look at it and say, oh my God, I did good? The emotions got carried away. He started doing what he's doing because he didn't think it through. Setting up a camera and start crying online and start talking is not the best way. There's other ways you can do. You can find somebody you can talk to within the family to help you communicate better. That's number 7. Now, number 8 is people that are hailing you on your side. Are they your friends? Do you even know them? These people that are joining forces with you to fight your family member. Have you ever thought about this? This happens all the time. It's like it happened to me a lot. It's like I have an issue. Somebody that I don't talk to. Somebody that I'm not supposed to be talking to. They have a family member that have an issue with me. And then all of a sudden, they call you up or you see them you join force with them. Are you crazy? Do you know how, so do you know how that makes you look? That you don't talk to somebody. You have a friend, or you had the past tense, a friend that you don't talk to anymore. You guys had an issue, you don't talk to each other. Then when you see the family member acting up online, they want to recruit you to join force into hating on their family member. You went and joined force. Do you know how stupid that's? I don't, you know, sometimes I ask, how do people, do you have brains? It's like the wisdom that you need to apply. Where did you go? Where did you go? Do you know what I do? If I'm no longer talking to you, it's anything that concerns you, I don't even pay attention to it. I could see whatever. I'm never going to be the one that will go and join force, like this group hate, to join force with somebody. I'm always jumping around, looking for stories about the person that you don't like and don't talk to. You're always going around. That's what most of you are doing right now. All this stuff online, you don't need to involve yourself in it. You just stay out of it. Stay out of it. These are family. Let them dish out whatever they... If they decide to buy themselves, let them do it. It's not your business. Such a business. Now, I'm going to share some lessons. And then I'm going to ask you a bigger question. Okay? See all this stuff? You don't go around, you screenshotting people's... I remember when something happened to me before my wedding, I received several screenshots, messages. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. You're screenshotting, you're passing around, you're dividing up and down. I already know the craziness. You know, sometimes, that's why I say you guys don't know what's going in the family, right? Sometimes, you know, when you're growing up, you know there's a family member that has a mental issue, right? You know, and you keep praying, because all of us are praying that somebody take the person. Because you know that if the person remains in the family, there's no peace. As you see me, there are people, if I don't talk to them, God did the greatest thing for me. So sometimes when family members are having a feud, somebody is just letting it happen. Let it happen. Don't judge it. Don't reconcile for them. Nobody's begging you. Just like me right now, you try to reconcile me or some family members I don't want. And that's why I keep saying blood doesn't mean there's no conflict. They don't want reconciliation. They are forgiving you. This is not about forgiveness. People are forgiving you. Everything is gone, but I don't want reconciliation. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to be family again. I don't want. That's how my peace is very important. And I read something where Peter said, my peace is important than blood. Yes. This is one area I agree with. But until you have that toxic, you have that mental deranged, you have that bipolar infected mental health family member, you will understand what I'm talking about. If you don't have it, you will never understand. Until you experience it, you will know. You don't need to reconcile people. Leave them. Leave them. And stay out of it. That's a lesson you need to learn. So, what should you do when a family member is crying online with conflict? Like I said, number one, stay out of it. Stay out of it. You should be evaluating that person's mental state anyway. Are they having nervous breakdown? Are they depressed? What is making them cry? Something that happened to them 20 years ago. There's therapy. There's counseling. There's unhealed adults. I know it's okay to be sympathetic. Come on, lie. Oh my God, this one. Excuse me. I'm not to sneeze, but it's not coming out. I know you can do that, but start to stay out of it. You know, let them go and seek counsel. You know, there's a way you can say therapy yourself. I did that. I went to therapy. I blocked some sort of my childhood experience and events and encounters. I blocked it so that I can be able to move forward. That's what every adult should be doing. Evaluate your mental state. Because this mental issue is not a joke. That's number one thing. Stay out of it. Don't automatically believe everything. Hey, Jesus. Everything. Oh my God, they did this to me. You believe it. Do you know that people's perception is different? Do you know that as you're growing up, the encounters you have, the perception, the view is different? It's like you see 9 and I see 6. Depending on where we are. If I come your side, I will see 9. Come my side, you see 6. But if you're seeing that place, you're seeing 9. Me, I'm seeing 6. That's how this life is. Don't automatically reject everything either. But it's not for you to judge. Listen with compassion. Think with wisdom. You listen with compassion, then you think with wisdom. Think with wisdom. Wait for facts. Wait for facts. Somebody said, oh, they broke an egg on somebody's head. Show me. People, come on. Come on. Hi, Jesus. Come on. Show me. Show me. Oh, they said this happened, I did this. How possible is that? Would you do it? Would you do it? No. Refuse to install either side. Don't install their information. Don't insult anybody. Don't refuse it. Stay on your lane. In your family lane. You, your family, my family, everybody got family. Stay focused on that. Don't make permanent judgment about people based on temporary information. This is the nail. You know how you just finish campaign, you just take that hammer and just, boom, this is the final nail. Don't make permanent decisions. Don't take based on temporary information. Hearsay. And you say, oh my God, they did this to me. They killed me. They did this to me when I was little. This happened to me. They didn't give me food. Aha. Be careful. So maybe the greatest lessons from all of this is family conflicts are painful enough without strangers making it worse. Don't impose yourself and stay in your lane. If your brother or sister is fighting your sister or your brother, don't become the third enemy. And if someone comes online crying about the family, don't trust or rush to become their judge. You can have compassion without taking sides. You can listen without condemning. You can pray without participating in the drama. And you can say, I don't know the whole story, so I will not judge. This could be your turn to talk about. Like I say, you can stay out of it. Because one day it could be your family trending on social media. It could, if not social media, it will be in market square. It will be in a community. It will be somewhere. It could be your family. And one day, you pray that things are not always what they see. I pray you have the wisdom to understand that. So guys, thank you so much. I am Dr. Hope Obika. Follow me on social media. If you find this message very, very intriguing, interesting, please share this and please subscribe to my social media, subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is where we share relationship, faith-based, whatever I teach here, whatever I know, I have real stories and then I can share to be able to tell you what's happening. Please, if you find this valuable, find out that this helps you, leave me some comments and let me know, and please share and then invite someone else to listen to it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Love you guys as always. Thank you.